Beneath your skin, moving quietly through your veins at this very moment, flows a remarkable liquid that carries the story of who you are, where you came from, and how your body survives. You may know your blood type as A, B, or O, but these simple letters are far more meaningful than the labels printed on a medical card. They represent a living biological record that holds clues about the journeys of your ancestors and the challenges they faced in an unpredictable world. This silent code influences who can give you blood in a life-saving moment and whose life you may one day help protect in return. From the earliest hunters crossing open landscapes to the first farmers who began building settled communities, blood types reflect chapters of human evolution. In this journey, we will explore how these groups developed and why each one became a unique response to the pressures of history. Learning about your blood type is not only about medicine or health, it is also about discovering a piece of the long human story that continues to flow within your own veins. Let us begin with one of the most widespread and ancient blood groups in human history, Type O. If you carry this blood today, your genetic story reaches back to some of the earliest human populations who lived tens of thousands of years ago. During that time, humans were not farmers or city builders. They were skilled hunter-gatherers, moving across vast and often unforgiving landscapes in search of food. Their survival relied heavily on hunting animals and consuming diets rich in protein, and over generations, the human body adapted to these demanding conditions. In this sense, Type O is often associated with some of the oldest patterns in human blood group history, reflecting a time when survival depended on resilience and a strong immune response in a world without modern medicine. Even today, some researchers believe that traces of this ancient lifestyle remain in the biology of people with Type O blood. The body may still reflect traits that once supported active, physically demanding lives and the ability to process protein-rich diets. This long genetic heritage connects modern Type O individuals to the endurance and adaptability of early human societies. In many ways, carrying this blood type is like carrying a small biological reminder of humanity's earliest struggle to survive in the wild. Every evolutionary advantage also carries a biological trade-off. The powerful immune system that once protected your ancestors in a world without medicine can sometimes react too strongly in the modern environment. Because Type O blood evolved to be exceptionally resilient, the body may occasionally struggle to tell the difference between a harmful virus and its own healthy cells. This heightened sensitivity means that people with Type O blood are statistically more likely to experience autoimmune conditions, where the immune system mistakenly turns its defenses inward in a state of constant alert. In addition, the remarkable ability of Type O individuals to digest large amounts of animal protein is supported by significantly higher levels of stomach acid. Thousands of years ago, this was a crucial survival trait, allowing early humans to break down raw or minimally cooked meat quickly so they could continue hunting and traveling. In the modern world, that same high acidity can increase the likelihood of stomach irritation or ulcers when diet and lifestyle fall out of balance. It is a powerful reminder that the human body still carries the biological blueprint of survival from nearly 40,000 years ago. By understanding these vulnerabilities, you can better respect the ancient design of your body while adapting it to the realities of modern health. As human history continued to evolve and the age of the wandering hunter slowly began to fade, the biology within our blood started to shift as well. Roughly 15,000 to 25,000 years ago, humanity experienced a dramatic turning point, often called the Neolithic Revolution. Instead of constantly following migrating animals, people began forming permanent settlements. Farming replaced hunting as the foundation of survival, and within this new way of life, Type A blood gradually emerged. Often described as the Cultivator or the Agrarian, Type A appears to have developed as an adaptation to crowded communities and a diet built around grains, fruits, and cultivated plants. The intense, high-acid physiology that once supported the Type O hunter was not ideally suited for this more settled lifestyle. Over time, Type A biology became more balanced and adaptable, better equipped to process carbohydrates and plant fibers that now dominated the human diet. If you carry Type A blood, your ancestors were likely among the early farmers who learned to organize communities and cooperate within growing societies. Your biology reflects that shift, favoring a system that can preserve nutrients from plant-based foods with remarkable efficiency, compared with the bodies of ancient hunters. While Type A biology is often associated with a plant-focused lifestyle, this cooperative physiology also comes with its own biological challenges. As human societies shifted from the intense life of hunting to the more structured world of early farming communities, the body adapted to manage stress differently. Many researchers suggest that people with type A blood may experience higher baseline levels of cortisol, the hormone linked to the body's stress response. This means individuals with this blood type may be highly organized and socially cooperative, yet also more sensitive to prolonged stress in the fast-paced modern world. Over time, unmanaged stress may increase the risk of conditions such as anxiety or cardiovascular strain. In addition, because type A physiology gradually moved away from the heavy meat-based diet common during the Hunter era, the digestive system tends to produce lower levels of stomach acid. This can make it harder to break down large amounts of dense animal protein efficiently. Diets that rely heavily on red meat may sometimes lead to fatigue or digestive discomfort for some individuals. Instead, the strength of the type A system often lies in a balanced lifestyle and a diet richer in plant-based foods. This pattern reflects the agricultural roots of early farming societies, where stability, cooperation, and steady nourishment replaced the intensity of the ancient hunt. As human history moved beyond the organized farms of the Neolithic era, a new chapter of adaptation began to unfold. In the cold and often unforgiving landscapes of Central Asia, the Himalayas, and the vast northern steppes, a different kind of society emerged. Around 10,000 to 15,000 years ago, type B blood is believed to have appeared among nomadic tribes who lived not only by hunting or farming, but by mastering the practice of herding animals. These communities constantly moved across mountains and open plains in search of fresh pasture, and surviving in such extreme environments required a body capable of remarkable flexibility. Their lifestyle created a diet that was very different from earlier human populations. Because these groups depended heavily on the animals they raised, dairy foods became an important source of nourishment. For many people with type B blood, this long history is often linked with a greater tolerance for foods like milk, cheese, and yogurt compared with other blood groups. In many ways, the type B immune system is often described as a balance between the powerful defenses of the ancient hunter and the cooperative stability of the early farmer. This heritage reflects a flexible metabolism and an ability to adapt to varied diets, echoing the resilient spirit of the nomadic cultures that once followed the rhythm of the seasons across the open world. Finally, the story of human blood reaches its most recent and intricate chapter with the appearance of type AB, often described as the modern fusion. Unlike the ancient blood groups that developed gradually over tens of thousands of years, type AB is a relatively recent arrival in human history. Scientists believe it first appeared roughly 1,000 to 1,200 years ago during a period of intense migration and cultural exchange across continents. As populations moved, traded, and settled among one another, communities carrying type A blood from agricultural societies encountered groups with type B blood from nomadic regions. From this meeting of worlds, a new and rare blood type emerged. If you carry type AB blood today, your biology reflects this remarkable intersection of human history. Because your blood contains both A and B antigens, your immune system tends to recognize both markers as familiar rather than foreign. This unique combination creates a system that blends traits from two very different evolutionary paths. At the same time, it also requires balance, since type AB individuals may inherit the sensitive digestive tendencies often associated with type A alongside some of the adaptability linked to type B. In many ways, type AB represents a living symbol of human connection, showing how separate lineages can merge and create something entirely new. Beyond the familiar letters A, B, and O, another crucial marker is written into your biology, one that can quietly determine important medical outcomes, the plus or the minus. This is known as the Rh factor, a specific protein that may or may not exist on the surface of your red blood cells. Scientists first identified this marker in the 1940s while studying rhesus monkeys, which is where the name Rh originates. Today, we know that about 85% of people carry this protein and are classified as Rh positive, while the remaining 15% lack it and are known as Rh negative. At first glance, this difference may seem small, but in medicine, it plays a critical role. The Rh factor becomes especially important during blood transfusions and pregnancy. People who are Rh positive can usually receive blood from both Rh positive and Rh negative donors without issue. But for those who are Rh negative, the situation is more delicate. Their immune system recognizes the Rh protein as foreign. If Rh positive blood enters their bloodstream, the body may launch a powerful immune response, attacking the unfamiliar cells. This invisible biological boundary reveals something profound. Our blood does more than trace our ancestry. it quietly sets the rules for how our bodies must be protected and treated when our lives depend on it. This biological boundary becomes especially important during pregnancy, when a quiet conflict can sometimes develop between a mother and her unborn child. If a mother is Rh negative while the father is Rh positive, there's a strong possibility that the baby will inherit the positive Rh protein. Throughout most of the first pregnancy, the mother's and baby's blood systems remain separate. Yet during childbirth, a small amount of the baby's Rh positive blood may enter the mother's Rh negative bloodstream. When this happens, the mother's immune system can recognize the Rh protein as unfamiliar. In response, the body begins producing specialized antibodies designed to identify and destroy Rh positive cells if they appear again in the future. The first child is usually unaffected. The greater risk can arise during a later pregnancy if another baby also inherits the Rh positive trait. In that situation, the antibodies already present in the mother's body may cross the placenta and attack the baby's red blood cells while it is still developing. This condition is known as hemolytic disease of the newborn, and without medical care, it can become very serious. For centuries, this hidden biological conflict remained unexplained and caused heartbreaking losses for many families. Today, modern medicine has made it largely preventable. With a simple protective injection during pregnancy, doctors can stop these antibodies from forming and protect the health of future babies. Finally, we arrive at one of the rarest and most fascinating chapters in the story of human blood, a condition often called Rh-Null, sometimes known as golden blood. While most people fall into the familiar categories of Rh positive or Rh negative, fewer than 50 individuals around the world are known to carry this extremely rare blood type. What makes Rh-Null so remarkable is that it lacks all of the usual antigens found within the Rh blood group system. In simple terms, the red blood cells exist without the markers that normally define this entire category of blood. Because of this unique characteristic, Rh-Null blood can sometimes be used to help patients with other rare Rh-related conditions, making it incredibly valuable in specialized medical situations. Yet, for the small number of people who carry it, this extraordinary blood type also brings serious challenges. If someone with Rh-Null blood ever requires a transfusion, the options are extremely limited. Their immune system may reject most other blood types, meaning they can safely receive blood only from another person with the same rare condition. This makes every known donor with Rh-Null blood vitally important to global medical networks. In many ways, this rare blood type reminds us that human biology still holds remarkable mysteries. Our blood carries the story of survival, adaptation, and connection across generations. Even with all our differences, the ability to share blood when it is needed most remains one of the most powerful ways human beings support one another. This content is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to support the channel. Thanks for the support.